I'd like to start off in kind of the theme that's been going on this morning, going way back in my lifetime and after college, and after college, traveling the country. I think the stations in Florida, the research stations, we should be very proud of. You look at Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, the areas I've traveled, our operations are probably some of the best in the country. And going way back, I grew up with Dr. Finley Pate. Many of y'all knew Dr. Pate. He started out in Belglade, and he was family friends. And when he moved over here, I learned a lot from Dr. Pate, and had the opportunity to be on the station here as well as the other stations around the state. But I just want to thank Dr. Angle, all the staff here through the years. I'm not going to go by names, I'll miss somebody, but I think we need to give them a big round of applause from all the cattlemen in the state. Thank you for what y'all do. Of all the things I learned from Dr. Pate about lymphograss and many others, probably the biggest thing I learned for all of you that knew Dr. Pate is how to run a hog clean out of the state of Florida. But to the cattlemen, we'll go back to the hurricane. We won't talk about that much. Y'all, everybody from this area and the station, of course, went through it. But from the cattlemen, I do want to thank IFAS. They did have people helping us. We set up, actually a couple days before the storm, a lot of us were in this area trying to help shutter up people. Generators hooked up, hauling generators and fuel here ahead of the storm, and then we're here the day after the storm. The livestock market, Carl and Joe graciously let us set up a depot there, the first one, and just round numbers, the Cattlemen Association brought in about $100,000 to the area, and then we had numerous loads of feed, post, a tanker load of fuel. We had a lot of the humanitarian needs to start with, water, food, MREs. We were there 3 weeks, almost a month. A lot of us had gone through hurricanes. I'd been over here, I guess it was Charlie, helping Dr. Pate back when that happened. One of the things that's very humbling to see is our association has helped other parts of the state and other states through different disasters. And when it was our turn, all the people we helped, they reciprocated. And that's awesome. Whether it's feed dealers, other state cattlemen's associations, it just makes you proud in our current world when everybody kind of bands together and comes to help everybody in this area. On the state level, we're still pushing through the fence tax law that we got done last year. We're trying to get that cleaned up where it includes anything that contains an animal. The way it is right now, it's not quite like we need it. And the cattle enhancement board money that we talked about, that's extremely important, especially to IFAS. The update as of this morning, it's still in the song and dance between the House and Senate and doing their little cat and mouse games that they play. So I don't really have you a good answer of how that's coming. We're optimistic that we'll get that cleaned up. The Department of Revenue's in favor of it or don't have any pushback on it, so I think we'll get it through. Moving forward from that, we've been still doing a lot of ranch tours. This week I was in Fort Lauderdale to the Gear Conference down there. I think we need to, all of these different conferences we need to be at and visit with these people, and it makes a big difference. I'm assured after our meeting this week down there that there'll be some good things come from it. And the theme of the cattlemen for the last several years, the open gates, open minds, show your passion, all of those things we need to keep going and getting these people out on the ranches. It truly makes a difference when you get them out to see what we do And a lot of them will go from being somewhat our enemy to being in our court. So I know it takes time. It's aggravating, but we've got to continue these things. I'll be around till after lunch, and anybody has any questions, we'll visit then. Thank you.